Hey y'all guys, Tavin Dillard here. It's a new day. It's a new episode of the Tavin Dillard podcast. You know, we kicked off season 6 just last week, and I think it went pretty good. I mean, I don't know if it was a firecracker of a start to a new season of the Tavin Dillard podcast, but I mean, they all bled one into another. I ain't stopped yet. You know, they've been weekly. You mean, if you do the math, and you ain't got to, I sure ain't gonna try to, but I know this much. Since I first started season 1's, it's gone every week, as far as I can remember, since season 1's, one after the other. We kind of headed into the springs now. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast or looking at it, if you're on the YouTubes, because yes, I still am videoing these, and it's fine. Folks seem to be appreciating that, so I'm doing that. March 7th would be the day this comes out, you know, if you listen to it today. But I don't know. You could be listening to it a year from now. So anyhow, welcome, because we into season 6, episode 2's. Last week went good. A lot happened, you know, just since we talked last, like the Thunder Punch shirt. Coach Hicks boxing. I'm wearing it today, but it's just barely under my hoodie. A little cold on my arms and my shoulders, so I put the Early Bird Gets the Perm hoodie on. But Thunder Punch shirts. If you remember, you heard last week, you know, that there was 100, the first 100 orders was going to get the Thunder Punch punch card, which I still have one around here somewhere. Yep, I have one. Bank. But the shirts, those went. We sold, you know, over 100 of them. And then, so if you didn't get a punch card when you ordered your shirt, it's because you weren't in that first 100 orders or so, but you got the shirt, and I'm telling you, I mean, you can work out in that. You just feel like you got more strength in that shirt. But we had that. That was good. I did something I ain't done in a long time last week, which is I got on Instagrams and TikTok live. You may say, hey, Tavin, I've seen your videos on Instagram and TikToks. Well, yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. I was live where you do a live thing, like you just on there, and I'm steady like reading comments as you put them up there and saying hi to me, and I'm saying hi to you and all that. And that was a hoot, you know, because you get to talk to people kind of in a different way, because it ain't just a video, like you talking to them live, and they interacting with you. So that's how that go. And that was good. That was a good time. Maybe I do that more. I don't know, on TikToks and Instagrams. Things have been pretty busy over on them. You know, I'm doing videos, as you may know, pretty often. And if you're watching this video on the YouTube, you know I've been posting the videos, you know, over here too. So I'm here and there if you need to hang out. And like I said, that Thunder Punch shirt, it's been a hoot, you know, getting that launched. Coach Hicks is happy about that. Fellas wearing it down to the boxing gym. In fact, there's a little incident down there this week. I'll get to that in a little bit. Not to mention, softball season's on the horizon. So, you know, if you want to get in shape and strength that you need for the softball season, powered by Apple Frittlers, you got to, you know, the gym's a good place to work out that extra energy kind of thing. So got that going on. And then I had a little situation with Delma Spencer. I was going to say it's been a while, but it's just that I don't have to tell every story she get into. I mean, I ain't got enough time in a day. I still got to get out there and work, you know, work on them lawns, Tavin's lawn care services, mowing, edging, grass cutting legend, buddy. So there's things I can do. And I will tell y'all about Delma Spencer here in a little while, you know, today. But, I mean, what happened this week was Coach Hicks boxing gym. So Myron Curtis and Morton Whiteout, they want to get down there and start working out, because there's already buzz talking about, oh, the softball season's coming. The softball season. Well, yeah, it is, but I mean, it ain't. I think it's late April or something like that away. So March, we ain't gonna see no. You know, it's just putting the teams together. But I do have some news for y'all today. If you want to know a little softball season news, I do have a little bit of news. Do you have all the news, Tavin? Well, no, I ain't got all the news, but I do have a little bit of the news. And at Adult Softball League, you know, right off the wire in my town, I know what team I'm going to be on, you know, this spring summer league. And maybe not a surprise, but it's Bud's Burger Shed. Now, the big deal about that is Bud agreed. He didn't have to sponsor us again. You know, he can do what he wants. He's taking time off from the Burger Shed. He's traveling a little bit more. Y'all know last year he started letting me mow his big old property out there. He, for years, did it himself, so he hired me. We still friends. You know, when friends do business together, boy, that's when it can go sideways. That's when it can go sideways. But nope, that's going well. I took care of his lawn, and then he sponsored our softball team, and we all still friends, like that way. So it's going to be Team Burger Shed again. It's going to be Team Burger Shed. But the other thing is, we losing some guys, but we're going to gain some guys. Now, I don't have the full schedule today, so don't ask me who everybody is. But I will tell you this. This is going to be an interesting addition to Team Burger Shed. I know this much. Donnie Wayne Chambliss ain't playing this season. He run that repair shed out by the lake. He 100 yards from the bait and tackle shop that Rance Farnhart's wants me to rename, which I think we're going to go with Fish and Clips because he do haircuts out there too. But the thing about that is Donnie Wayne busy. He's real busy down there right now, and he ain't really like an athlete. Not you got to be a real solid, everyday athlete to play adult softball. But he was like, I'm good. I don't need to even run that much kind of thing. So he's out, and then Ricky Don Pearson. That's a developing story right there. He volunteer firefighter in town. He a little older than me. He in good shape. He just bought the laundromat in town. They renaming that, and he's like got all his effort, energy, and focus into the laundromat. And so them two is out. Ricky Don Pearson and Donnie Wayne Chambliss. Now one feller I know who was in, who I don't think he ever played on our team. It's a wild card, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a big wild card, and I'm saying it out loud. I'm thinking out loud as I say it, but this is the thing. We done said, yeah, you can be on our team when signups is up. Go ahead and jump on there, kind of thing. So as far as I know, the way I'm saying it right now, just as plain and simple as English as I can, is basically a done deal. Cody Mantell is going to be on Team Burger Shed. Now you know about Cody. He got a temper. I mean, I don't know how many fights he gets in a season, but we got to watch that kind of thing. And then we also got, Cody's wife is Linda Ray Mantell. And Linda Ray, she pregnant. So that's good, but I'll tell you one thing right now. They got that little baby on the way, and if she can do a good hairdo or two without frosting somebody's hair that don't want it frosted, or giving somebody bangs that don't want bangs, she could be really the money because they get better tips. Is what Meemaw say down there. She goes, they tip, we all tip them gals better that do our hair, give us a good perm kind of thing. So I didn't know that. I'm not really in the early bird gets the perm world. I'll take Meemaw in her 91 Buick and I'll drop her off, and then I get to go, put around town if I got to run an errand or something in that Buick Regal. Otherwise, that ATV's been working out pretty good for me. And I'll still haul my lawnmower to town, on the bike to do them lawns. But that's exciting. I mean, it's exciting for Cody Mantell. I know he's excited. Team Burger Shed, I ain't saying we the best in the world because we ain't. And we ain't even won the championship, but we've been that close. We've been close, but we've been in the playoffs. But he decided to be part of what he called a winning team. But he also know that nobody on our team really going to put up with his little attitudes that he gets. And JT Whitlow's on our team. JT is dating Cody Mantell's cousin Whitney, and she's a mess. She bring air horns to softball games. It annoy everybody. Don't feel like she's cheering for us. Seems like she wanted to put on her own show. Like she was hoping there'd be a halftime show that she could sing in. We said, there ain't a halftime in softball, Whitney. And she's kind of sad about that. And they only broke up like 3 times since Christmas, her and JT. So they a little more steady than they have been in the past. And now, JT is going to be playing with Cody, and so I reckon, the whole Mantell clan will be out cheering for Team Burger Shed. I don't know, but we got that on the horizon, but we had to get down to Thunder Punch this week and do a little workout. I stretch my haunches out there. They got a little mat. He got a little mat. Coach Hicks got a mat, and he don't do stretching lessons. Like, you got to know how to stretch already. And I just figure if I try to touch the ground and I feel the back of my legs be like, hey, what's going on over there? I'm like, well, that's probably a stretch. That's the way I look at it. I didn't go to school for stretching. I ain't an expert in stretchology or nothing like that. But he got a little mat where you stretch. And so I do the stretches where you touch your toes, but you keep your legs straight so you feel your hamstrings, stretch a little bit, and your calf straps back in the back. And then you got the ones where you got to put your hand on the wall or something. You pull your leg up behind you, and you feel in your quadriceps. So I did all that kind of stretching because the thing is, hey, they do this on construction sites. They do this on other job sites. Safety first. And what you do when you stretching, you stay so your body's ready and limber to do what you got to do. Well, we went down there this week, and Myron Curtis and Mort Dwight said they're going to meet me down there. Well, Mort's there in shorts that are too tiny. They need to be outlawed. I don't know if he growed more in the off season or he just snuck out without his wife Glenda seeing what he had on, because Mort, you can't be doing much in these. Those aren't really public breeches, is what I'd say. Those aren't. No, he get in there and he don't even make it. He going to the front door. So you know how Thunder Punch is out toward the high school, a little bit off the road, and outside of town. Like you're gonna have to go, mile and a half. It ain't too far, but I mean you ain't right there. You can't walk to it like you can walk to Sonic, Bud's Burger Shed, Maggie's Flowers, even Donut Goals is down there toward the middle of town more. Early Bird Gets the Perm. It's a couple blocks off of Main Street, but Coach Hicks Boxing Gym, I mean, you're looking about a mile and a half out. So, well, you get down there, and you know how there's like this gravel parking lot. That's where most people park. You can park on the sides. There's a little bit of parking in the back. I mean, it ain't that packed all the time. It ain't like our town is the picture of fitness. You know, like everybody's going down here, and a lot of folks go down there. I don't know. Some days I think it's the early bird gets the perm for the fellas. They standing around talking, but they ain't getting a lot done, kind of thing. Well, anyhow, Mort is going up there, and you know they park in the gravel, but then they got this paved area in the front that's like, you know, it's like a patio, I guess, because it's where you can walk, but you can't park no car there. It ain't too big. And Mort, he basically, a long story, a little bit longer, he hyperextended his knee, his right knee, and he's right-legged. But we ain't playing kickball, so I don't know that it matters. You just need both legs in softball, you know, to run. And like I said, we over a month away from season, so we ain't there yet. But what happened was there was something on the ground. It looked like throwed up to me. The color didn't look right. The texture didn't look right. None of it looked like it belonged outside your body. Like you don't need to see that kind of thing. What turned out, it wasn't no throwed up. It was a protein shake that somebody spilt out by the front door, Thunder Punch. And Coach Hicks ain't heard about it yet, because he on the inside, he got his whistle on his neck. They got a couple guys in this little boxing ring. They got, he's like refereeing, or I don't know. You know, he doing it all, and he can't be two places one time, not even three places, not like that. And so Mort apparently just stepped right in that thing, and it took his heel, his right heel, just kept dragging it front ways, and it dragged it out till his whole leg extended, and then all of a sudden gravity take over. Then his husky frame start heading toward the ground, but his leg going out in front of him like this away, and so we got leg out, torso down, and all of a sudden his knee goes, oh, can't do this no more, hyperextended his knee because he slipped in a protein shake. Turned out Justine Dunlap, who's in there doing some sort of yoga, Taibone, I don't know, it's like a dance class thing, and I don't know if she's leading it. I don't think she is, but she was just going to it. She spilled that thing on the way in, and she's like, I'll mop it up on the way out. I don't know who she told. Coach Hicks didn't know nothing about it. She just said, yeah, I was going to get that on the way out. Well, meanwhile, while you doing your exercise in here, Mort Dwydell's out there hyperextending his knee like she should have cleaned it up right away, kind of thing. So they got that cleaned up, and I think Mort's tiny little shorts ripped, which probably was a blessing in disguise. Like he's gonna have to throw them away or burn them or maybe both. I tell you, I said, you go by Hank Thistle's house in town, that burn pile going year round, nobody even think nothing about it. You just get rid of them shorts. We don't have to talk about it no more, Mort. Hopefully nobody took a picture. It can just be gone, and we can move on with life, kind of thing. And get them a pair of maybe a little bigger sweat breeches or something to cover everything, cinch them up in the waist, kind of thing. But anyhow, he got in there, and Coach Hicks had some, because, you know, Coach Hicks was a PE teacher. He's my high school PE coach, and I told you that before, but he got some old uniforms in there, you know, just stuff like, you know, somebody has an accident or whatever. He got something you could wear, so Mort ended up in some pretty goodly sized pair of shorts, a little oversized. You know, in the 2000s, earlys, them boys was wearing them gym shorts past their knees, so he got extras of those. So that was good for Mort, because he didn't need to show up any more thigh. And then he couldn't work out no how, because he done hyperextended his knee. He went in there, and Coach Hicks, blowed the whistle and stopped that fight. He was reffing or whatever. I think it's just practice, just what they call sparring. Just when you spar, when you hitting pew 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 pew, like back and forth. And it's like, okay, now we taking a break, like they friends, like they ain't really in a fight, and ain't nobody trying to hurt each other, but you trying to win. So, but you trying to box or whatever. I don't know all the rules, but anyhow, Coach Hicks got bandaged. You know them elastic bandages that you wrap around when somebody hurt their knee thingy or whatever. And so he had Mort sit in a folding chair. He had a folding chair against the wall, not the padded ones, just the metal ones. And Mort sitting in that thing. And Coach Hicks wrapped that thing around his knee. And Mort's like, oh, that feel better. And then they elevate it. What they got to do is you got to elevate it. And then Coach Hicks, I mean, I'm telling you, Thunder Punch ain't no, just halfway gym kind of thing. He got a little ice area there, where, like a vending machine you get at a motel, where you get that ice out of. Well, he got that. He put it in a bag, and he got Mort's knee up there, elevated, and he got it iced, and he got it wrapped. So Mort, I mean, he okay. I mean, I don't know how he gonna get. He gonna have to stay off that front yard trampoline he got on a 2-lane. Out that house out there with that trampoline they got. I mean, everybody in the world can see you mess up on that trampoline. It's a front yard trampoline, so that was his choice too, and he still ain't rethinking that. But Mort just kind of watched, and Myron Curtis did the speed bag, terrible at it. He got hit in the lip 3 times with that bag. He couldn't dodge it fast enough, kind of thing. And then he wanted to talk, and I was like, Myron, either if you're going to talk, let's have a conversation. But if you're going to punch that speed bag, you better pay attention to it, because that ain't showing you no mercy today. I mean, he got whooped. He didn't get knocked out, but I mean, by decision, the speed bag won. I can tell you that right now. Hold up that little speed bag's hand at the end of the fight, like the winner kind of thing. But Myron got a little bit of workout in, and he did some stretching too. He asked Coach Hicks if he could spar in that boxing ring. Coach Hicks said, no, you ain't ready. You can't even whoop a speed bag one-on-one. I ain't putting you in there with a real person kind of thing. And I think that's real nice of Coach Hicks, because you don't want Myron to get hurt too. We got, like I said, plenty of time to get better, I guess, for Mort's little knee to heal up before season start. But you don't go to the gym to get hurt to miss softball season. The whole idea of this was to go to the gym to get in shape, to be ready better than ever for softball season. Then you got guys like Rusty Tidwell. He ain't been to Thunder Punch yet, because he just steady, always in shape, best athlete in town. Like, he can just show up blindfolded and hit 3 dingers and steal 2 bases and rob 3 triples at third base, like that way. But that's just Rusty. That ain't all of us. That ain't most of us. That ain't none of us but Rusty. And Rance Farnhart's talking about being on a team. So, like, you see it kind of coming together. Like, it's a way, like, oh, they're going to be, they said yeah, they said probably, they said maybe, he said no, he ain't going to be here. And this is who we got and this is who we don't got. So, I'll keep y'all updated as the season develops on the horizon. And I know that they already talking about concession stand, and Mary Beth Tucker put her name in. It sounds like she's a shoe-in for working that concession stand. I mean, the only person that might vote against her would be me, but I ain't got to vote. I just say Mary Beth stick to the menu. That's my biggest concern. That's my biggest complaint. But it ain't my problem, truth be told. At the end of the day, my problem is between them lines on the softball field and how I'm getting my business done. But I tell you right now, it would help. It would behoove our team if she could steady focus on Skittles, hot dogs, snow cones, and that's about it. We don't need all them extras that and a bag of Skittles maybe, but she bring too much, and I don't want to think about it right now. All she bring, but I tell you right now, because Myron's dating her, it does affect our team some days down there. And when she brings him hot butter dinner rolls that are softer than a baby angel's leg, forget about it. Everybody's messed up, but that ain't me. It sounds like she gonna do it. Cheryl Grubbs may help her out. Cheryl and Shane, they running donut goals, but by the evenings, the donut shop is closed. They got their nights around for Maisley and little Perry Lee. He just finished T-ball season, thank goodness. And, they can do these other things. And then Cricket might help. She's still real busy at the nursing home. And then produce season's cranking it up, where she got to deliver produce to Burger Shed and all these other places from her daddy's farm. So I don't know, but it looks like the concession stand team is coming together. And it looks like Team Burger Shed is coming together. Delma Spencer, she put her name in the hat for, concession stand worker, but she just got caught this last week at Jerry Donna Sybil Farnhart's flea market trying to steal a birdhouse. She said she thought they was free. It's a store, Delma. If stuff's free, people put it out in the front yard with a sign next to it that says that. Otherwise, it's like, come on, Delma. So because of that was one of the reasons they gave. They said, well, you just got caught this week stealing a birdhouse. And she said, well, I thought they was free. And you want to say, Delma, you think everything's free. You think if you drop your kid's little bloody stubby teeth in the frozen section of Rickard's grocery store for years and tell your kids, oh, put them in there, that's where the tooth fairy lives, and he'll bring you ice cream, and you think that's okay. And she finally got busted for that. They gave all them little bloody teeth back to her in a bag and said, stop dropping your kids' teeth in here. And thing about it is, Kevin Rickard gave her free ice cream just to stay away, but I think that's sending the wrong message, you know? Don't give her that free. And Jerry Don Sybil didn't give her that Birdhouse for free. I don't know where she put it. Delma don't want a bird, and she sure ain't gonna pay for bird food. So what, you gonna build a house that where they ain't got no food to come to? Birds don't need a house. The only way you get them in that house is you feed them right there. You put that food on that little baby bird porch, you know, that little tiny bird porch, and then they perch in there kind of thing. They figured it out. They know how to make a nest and stay warm and that kind of thing, Delma. So you think they just gonna fly into your naked birdhouse that ain't got no bird feeder on it or nothing like that? Think again. But she ain't got no birdhouse, because she couldn't pay for it. When Delma sticky fingers Spencer, she got caught. So she ain't gonna be on the concession stand team, as far as I know. You know, this softball season coming up. So that's how that go. But I feel real good about, you know, the strength I'm getting, you know, from the donut goes. Really has really been helping me out lately. Standard glazed twist, had apple frittler just last week. And I got a good regimen down there, and that's helped me with Thunder Punch, you know, getting down there. And I do a little bit of boxing just because that's what a lot of folks do down there, but I don't want to. I want to stretch, maybe do a push-up, you know, maybe do a sit-up, that kind of thing. So I do that, and I find myself doing a little bit of talking too, but that's okay. It's been a good week, though. I mean, a lot on the horizon, but with getting in shape, seeing Pico Boone, seeing the softball season over there next month or so. Got the Team Burger shed slowly coming together kind of thing. Meemaw got a new baby doll last week, Babs Gristle. Oh, she can spot a poisonous snake from 50 yards away, and she can dig fence post holes. So, I mean, she pretty good, but Meemaw want to take her camping. Only problem is Meemaw don't camp, so I know where that Babs Gristle is going to be, right up on the baby doll shelf. Probably next to Rachel Christine, but that ain't my business neither. I tell you right now, though, there's a lot of lawns to start getting to, boy, and then we got things growing now. It's starting to warm up. It's thinking about warming up. And as a mowing, edging, grass cutting legend, I got to be ready. So I'm going to go do that. But I appreciate y'all joining me here on the Tavin Dillard podcast. You know what we ain't talked about today is the show notes, but I will. I'll tell you right now, we got the link to all the merchandise right there, the new Thunder Punch shirt and the hoodies. I got the Early Bird Gets the Perm hoodie on today. I got a hat on, but this ain't one of my. This is one from Old School Hats. But in the link in mine, you'll see, you know, like the bank hat and the bacon hat and the butter hat and that kind of thing. And then you can text me 501-322-6249. You can email me tabdiller@gmail.com. Folks is asking about live shows. I get emails about live shows. If you're interested in hosting a live show, like you got an event or something, email me at tabdiller@gmail.com. If you're interested in going to a live show, I'll start promoting them when they lined up. Right now, I ain't got them lined up, so I don't have any plan to do. So that's how that is. But there may be one I do pretty soon, but I don't know. I actually got to decide that real quick. But I'll promote them as they are. And then what else? Oh, the personal greetings. I did a video letting people know. I guess I only had really talked about personal greetings on my podcast. I ain't never done it in a video like on TikTok or Instagram. It's like, hey, I do these, and turns out a lot of folks was interested in them. They just didn't know they existed. So you can get a personal greeting, a video greeting from me if you want. Though I'll put that link in the show notes today too. So if any of that you want to pick up, feel free to do that. But I appreciate y'all joining me here on the Tavin Dillard podcast. We well into season 2. I mean, 2 episodes in, that feels like well into me. So I appreciate you joining me. Thank y'all for listening, for sharing. If you could rate this podcast, I know on Apple iTunes it does. Folks are asking for it on other platforms. I guess I can figure out how to do that. I know it's on Spotify and several platforms, I think. But maybe there's a couple that ain't on yet that folks want it on. But anyhow, probably ain't you because you listening to this. But if you could give it a rating, you know, like on the Apple podcast, that'd be a big help. Share this, you know, you can leave comments. I know on the Apple podcast, and then that helps me promote the podcast to other folks. They want to know what other people are saying about it. They don't want to know what I'm saying about it. Because I'll say, hey, listen to this podcast. I think it's pretty good. And they say, yeah, of course you do. Anybody else like it? And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure that that's probably out there. So if you could do that, that'd be a big help. Thanks again for joining me on this episode of the podcast. And hey, if you ain't hyperextended your knee on a protein shake outside of Thunder Punch this week, you having a pretty good week. Me, I'm Tavin Dillard. This is the Tavin Dillard Podcast. Till next time, y'all guys, we'll see you later.